As Spawn teleported out of hell and returned to the familiar city streets, he felt a presence following him. This was unusual given his newfound ability to move undetected among humans and even some demons. He glanced over his shoulder and saw a woman trailing him. Her presence intrigued him, given the nature of his powers. Spawn stopped abruptly, turning to face her. "You there?" he said, his voice echoing with a mixture of surprise and curiosity. "How are you seeing me and what do you want?" The woman stepped forward, her eyes sharp and focused. She was unafraid, which made her all the more intriguing to Spawn. As she approached, a subtle aura of magic surrounded her, indicating that she was no ordinary bystander. This encounter was the beginning of something new, a convergence of powers and intentions that could alter the course of Spawn's journey. "My name is Nyx," the woman replied, her voice as enigmatic as her presence. Though her past and lineage were shrouded in mystery, her true name was said to be Carrie Andrews, a name she had long since abandoned. She adopted the name Nyx after the Greek primordial goddess of the night, reflecting her deep connection to the occult. Rumors swirled about Nyx's origins, with many speculating that her mother, also a Wiccan, had made a pact with dark forces to save her daughter's life. The price was steep. Nyx's mother died when she was just 2 years old. This tragic event marked the beginning of Nyx's journey into magic, starting her practice at the age of 4. By her teenage years, she had already developed a deep understanding of the occult, though she would later come to realize that her early exposure came at the cost of her soul. Nyx's unflinching gaze and her ability to perceive Spawn, despite his cloaked presence, spoke volumes about her skills and the power that coursed through her veins. She stood as a reminder that not all pacts were easily broken, and her path intertwined with Spawn's for reasons yet to be revealed. "I'm here to help you, Spawn," Nyx said, her tone urgent. "The Redeemer is nearby, and you don't have much time." Spawn responded with a smirk. "You've got it all twisted. His time is up if he shows up." Nyx, recognizing the danger, replied, "He's one of Yahweh's top angels. Don't take him lightly." Before either of them could react, the Redeemer descended with the speed of lightning, his sword already ablaze with holy flame. He launched a series of swift attacks at Spawn, but Spawn's agility was on point, dodging each strike with fluid movements. The Redeemer, relentless in his assault, mixed in powerful energy blasts, causing massive destruction. The entire block where they stood became a battleground, with debris flying and intense heat filling the air. Nyx, caught in the crossfire, quickly conjured a magical shield, protecting herself from certain death. Despite her quick thinking, the battle between Spawn and the Redeemer escalated rapidly, each blow echoing through the city. The clash between Heaven's wrath and Hell's defiance was about to reach a boiling point, with Spawn's agility and Nyx's magical prowess standing against the relentless force of one of Yahweh's strongest warriors. Spawn found himself conflicted. He had no desire to kill the Redeemer, but was irritated by the angel's relentless attacks. To kill a celestial being would play into Lucifer's dark designs. The battle raged on, with the Redeemer's sword alight with holy flame, cutting through the air with lethal precision. Amidst the chaos, a strange silence began to descend upon Spawn. A creeping darkness enveloped his vision, as if he were on the brink of entering a dream state. Caught in this ethereal haze, Spawn faltered, his focus wavering. The Redeemer's blade struck with ferocious speed, severing Spawn's left arm. The holy flame cauterized the wound instantly, but to the Redeemer's astonishment, the limb regenerated almost immediately, an ability Spawn had inherited from his destruction of Malabulja. A demonic tone, unlike anything Spawn had used before, echoed from his lips. "Do it again," he growled with a sinister smile. The Redeemer, reacting with angelic speed, cut off both of Spawn's arms and his right foot, yet within moments they regenerated just as quickly as before. This time, the deeper, darker voice returned, more deliberate and menacing. "Again." The battle took on a surreal quality, with Spawn's regenerative abilities seemingly boundless, and his demeanor shifting to something more sinister. It was as if Lucifer's dark essence had begun to assert itself, turning the conflict into a grotesque game where each dismemberment was a step toward a deeper embrace of demonic power. The Redeemer, shocked by this transformation, hesitated, questioning what kind of hellspawn he truly faced. The Redeemer was in shock, his senses overwhelmed by the sudden shift in the atmosphere. The once pure energy of heaven was replaced by a suffocating darkness, the very air becoming dense with an oppressive weight. He could no longer feel the divine connection that had always been his guide. As he glanced at Spawn, whispers filled the air, growing into a cacophony of demonic chants. The Redeemer's eyes widened in disbelief as he saw Spawn holding two bloody angel wings. It took him a moment to comprehend what had happened. Those wings, whose were they? And then it hit him. Spawn had ripped them from his back so swiftly that he hadn't even felt it. The pain came crashing down, a searing agony unlike anything he had ever experienced. Spawn's expression remained cold and detached as he tossed the wings to the ground, their bloody feathers scattering across the street. "Are you deaf?" Spawn said, his voice deep and resonant with a demonic edge. "I said again." He pointedly threw the angelic wings at the Redeemer's feet, a stark and cruel reminder of the gap between them. The Redeemer, reeling from the pain and now completely isolated from heaven, could no longer summon divine aid. He was cut off from the light, trapped in a dark void created by the malevolent presence that surrounded Spawn. The Redeemer realized he was facing a force beyond his understanding, an entity no longer bound by the rules of heaven and hell. The battle had taken a devastating turn, with the Redeemer's angelic essence shattered and his hope of salvation fading into the encroaching darkness. Spawn, growing impatient, moved with blinding speed, palming the Redeemer's face like a basketball and slamming it into the ground with tremendous force. The impact was brutal, the ground cracking beneath the Redeemer's head as Spawn applied increasing pressure to keep him face-planted. The Redeemer, unable to dodge or break free, was completely at Spawn's mercy. With the Redeemer pinned to the ground, Spawn's suit began to expand, forming millions of needle-like points that slowly pierced the Redeemer's body with necroplasm, stopping the Redeemer from healing. Each puncture was deliberate, the pain mounting as the Redeemer writhed in agony. The blood loss was rapid and severe, and the celestial warrior's strength waned with each passing moment. As death loomed, Spawn spoke a peculiar phrase, almost as if it held a deeper meaning. "We will be reunited once again." The words lingered in the air, enigmatic and foreboding, as if Spawn knew something about the Redeemer's fate that others did not. The Redeemer, on the brink of death, was left with more questions than answers, his angelic essence fading amidst the onslaught of Spawn's cruel onslaught. The brutal encounter marked a turning point, revealing Spawn's strength and capacity for violence, while hinting at a connection between the two that extended beyond this encounter. Once the Redeemer died, Spawn carried his body to the rooftop of a church and began to crucify him so that only demons and angels would see, securing him in a grotesque display. Using the Redeemer's own blood, Spawn wrote on his stomach, "He walks among us." This message, displayed on a church, was laden with dark symbolism. By choosing a church, Spawn was sending a chilling message to both the celestial and demonic realms, hinting that a significant shift was occurring, and even the sacred was not immune to the chaos he could unleash. As Spawn descended from the church rooftop, Nyx touched his arm, a gentle but firm gesture. "Hey, are you okay? And what the hell was that you just did?" she asked with concern in her voice. At her touch, Spawn seemed to snap back to his senses, confusion washing over him. "Where am I? All I remember is starting the fight with the Redeemer, and then you touched me and now I'm here." Nyx's touch appeared to have brought Spawn back from a state of possession, possibly one influenced by the dark forces within him. Her magical prowess, honed from an early age, might have had the ability to counteract the influence of demonic forces, hinting at her deeper connection to the occult and her potential role in guiding Spawn. The question of what exactly caused Spawn's lapse into darkness, and whether Nyx could help him control it, remained an intriguing and critical mystery. Share, like, comment, and subscribe for Part 3.